over a decade, the Ike Zirk Cup has become a fixture that means far more than footy for the Bulldogs and the Redlegs. And today, that important tradition continues as the Dogs take to their home deck, and for the first time in 2026. Live and free on Filming Footy, we bring you the BLGFA Game of the Week, as Barossa District take on the Freeling Redlegs on the beautiful Barossa Park deck. My name is Lewis McKenna, ready to get this one underway. The coin toss has just happened. Freeling winning that one, and they will be kicking to the right of your screen to get this one started. Well, I did mention that the Ike Zirk Cup is, of course, between Barossa and Freeling, and is being played out today. And, of course, teams are typically in contention, but it's already been won by Freeling. Of course, the Ike Zirk Cup is won across all 5 grades, played between the 13s, 15s, 17s, reserves and A grade. Freeling have already won 3 of the 4 games, meaning that they take away the cup here, regardless of the result of the A grade. But still a very important match between these two sides, both sitting at 1 and 3, coming into this all-important match, and looking to just stay in touch. Freeling, their results so far, winning their first game of the season against Williston, which was a bit of a surprise result at the time, but in recent weeks have struggled a little bit as the season has rolled on. They've lost quarters by significant margins and have got themselves in a little bit of trouble. Barossa, on the other hand, when they have lost, they've lost by very small margins. 5 points, 4 points, 12 points, they're losing margins. And now take on Freeling, and what is a really important one for them, they are missing their captain, Ethan Gant. Schluter medalist last year, getting an injury. He's going to be out for 4 weeks. So does that give Freeling just that little bit more of an opportunity here today? As we said, thank you for tuning in. All our streaming partners, Dartfish, of course, bringing you this one. The scoreboard will be brought to you by Sportal. Of course, you're watching live and free on Filming Footy on YouTube. Some Archies will go to the player of the game in this one as well. And, of course, the league's newest show, Behind the Barrel, brought to you by Mass Enterprises and the Freeling Hotel. Both midfields here in the middle, ready to get this one underway. Been a bit of rain about the last couple of days. It's supposed to be up to 15 mil here today. Haven't seen too much of it. The umpires, field umpires, start this one off. Jono Ross in the middle, the ruckman for Freeling, gets the knock down. Goes crashing through, and a chance to go inside forward 50 from Civic on the paint of 50, and gets wrapped up immediately. In fact, that was Roberts out of the middle. So Lachlan Webb is the ruckman. In fact, not going to take the ruck this time. Ross takes it, handball over the top, and now trying to break through, gets a handy handball out. Trying to chase it down there is the 300 gamer in Lockie Heinrich. We'll talk about that throughout. Handball comes out, and a chance here, just spills through, and Barossa have the numbers. They just need to compose themselves well. Closing, a little dribbling ball underneath. Freeling trying to lock it inside their forward 50. A handball over the top. Heinrich into goal. Just to the outer side. So through for a minor score to get us started in this one. On the Sportal scoreboard. Just 1 point the margin in the way of the Redlegs. So to the paint of 50. Smothered. Freeling hounding here at the moment. Ryswick, a little chipping ball over the top. Trying to find a target, and does get it in Mitch McDonald. Plays on. Looks to go towards the forward 50, and a good mark leading out. Been handy this year, Scott Mumford. 8 goals so far for the season. This one potentially a little too far out to score, but he's tucking away the mouth guard. Man on the mark, standing at 51 metres. No real breeze to speak of here at Barossa Park. Drops it short instead. Probably the right play, and a brilliant kick. Finding the leading forward. And they get a chance at goal again. Thought about going once again. And they get an opportunity here to line one up. So, slight angle. Have to kick this one from about 40 metres. Rolls around, pops it up towards goal. Think he's got the distance covered, no problem at all. Gets it through. Goal put through for Brendan Moon, his first of the season. And the first on the board for Barossa District. They take the advantage by 5 points on the Sportal scoreboard. So Brendan Moon putting the Dogs out in front. They're ground in pretty good nick as well, it must be said. Apart from just that middle patch, you can see there on your screen, just been torn up here. Just the first time this ground has been played on since Gather Round. Of course, plenty of trainings as well. In the middle of the ground struggling to hold up. Of course, the old cricket pitch there. As Ross goes up in the ruck once again against Lockie Webb. Trying to just work their way out. Works out to the wings. A handball. Gets poked away. And now the Dogs. Handball over the top trying to clear. Ross, hard to do. Brilliant tackle laid by Alex Dienhoff, centre wing. Broadcast side will be balled back up. Umpire Adam Butcher doing the work. Ross gets the tap down once again. Jordan McKinnon now breaking through and going inside forward 50, but couldn't find a target. Defensive mark taken there from Riley Robinson. Goes out wide to Ryswick. Chips the ball over the top and they're able to get to work here, the Dogs. Play on immediately. All the way down the outer side. Diving forward and crashing it down. And Jacob Wright not able to go anywhere. Once again, the umpires get to work. Ross taps it down. Quickly, the Dogs go inside forward 50, looking for something. Mumford comes off hands. They get it back to Mumford. He's going to go on the outside of the right boot. And through for a goal. Back-to-back goals for the Dogs, gets them out by 11. And Mumford, his 9th of the season. Been really handy up forward. Just giving him an option and a really genuine leading target. But when he can get to the ground and crumb as well and do the handy work. The handy work there. So shout out to the Barossa district sponsors as well. Fantastic commentary position here, as you could expect at Barossa Park. Such a brilliant facility. GJ Gardner Homes, Closes, Lindock Hotel, Ray White Barossa and WFI. Go at it once again. Freeling looking to get it towards their forward 50. They just scramble one forward. Handball out. Now Shepley just arches the back, goes in towards forward 50. Wasn't to the advantage of a forward though, and a turnover. Mark taken by Nelson. Chips the ball across. Allows a bit of work for Johnson to do, but he composes himself well. Tua Pack gets knocked down in front. Ross is there underneath the contest, and Charlie Oliver wrapped up. The umpires here today, Callum Sullivan, Craig Dorr, Adam Butcher. Aussie Polton wrapping up Ryan Sibic in a tackle. Knocked out the back. Midfields go cracking in. Ball got spilled free. A few people thought that Lockie Heinrich spilled it. Lockie Heinrich playing in his 300th game, A-grade game, just the 7th player in league history to do so. As there's free kick being played here to Lockie Heinrich. As he pops one over the top, looking for a target inside forward 50, but Ryswick, strong in defence, takes the mark. Looks to bite off the corridor, sees an option over the top, well-weighted kick, straight into the lap of Mitch McDonald. Look for the handball inside. Pops a kick over the top to Rowan Nelson. Centre wing. Takes on Shepley and does well, sells the candy. Pops a kick over the top. Polton in position 1A can take an easy grab. Goes out wide. Ross. Now tries to dart a kick. Brilliant kick as well. Straight onto the chest of Fraser Mann. Looks to play on and go inside forward 50. The Dogs have the numbers though. Goes crashing to ground. Dienhoff's going to get to it first. And the boundary going to beat them both. As Riley Robinson escorts him over the boundary line. So the boundary umpires here today, Lachlan T, Lucas Colburn and Jordan McKenna. So it comes out the back and the Dogs have been pretty good in defence so far. Pringle on debut, Angus Pringle. Pops it out into space, but well collected there in the end by Jake Butterfield, who go back inside forward 50, but they're just set up so well in defence. Ryan Sibic takes the intercept mark. Sibic chips it over the top. Johnson. And goes out a little wider. So the Dogs just dominating possession here at the moment. Robinson. And a kick over the top. Ryswick going against Mann. Couldn't quite hang on to the mark. They get the handball out. Dienoff did well. Mann now chipping a ball over. Was touched, so Polton has to snap around his body and right through the middle. He did well to compose himself, and he's a brilliant player, Aussie Polton. His first of the afternoon, his 7th of the season, and now just the 5-point margin on the Sportal scoreboard. He gets the first here for the Redlegs. It's going to be a tough contest between these two sides. No doubt he'll be featuring in a few weeks' time as he has in previous seasons, in the BLGFA versus Riverland game. He'll be played in Loxton. Of course, today's a pretty significant event as well, as head coach comes back. Well, Freeling Redlegs, the brand new head coach, comes back to his old club 20 years after he won the premiership. And now back inside forward 50 here for the Redlegs. Dienoff over the top. Couldn't quite hang on to it. So yeah, Matt Stelzer, the A-grade coach for Freeling, he's taken on the role this year and coming back here to the Dogs. Of course, a very different facility to what he played at 20 years ago. Handball over the top, Ryswick, nearly hung on to, no free kick paid, and a turnover. The Dogs now look to get, the Freeling look to get to work, in fact. Handball over the top, and now inside forward 50. Getting it is Jordan McKinnon in a little bit of space, pops it to the top of the square. Robinson with a defensive fist, saves the day. So now a 4-point margin on the Sportal scoreboard. 9 minutes gone, 9.5 minutes gone in this first quarter. As they go out wide once again. Kick to the debutant in Pringle. Chipping ball and a dart of a ball as well. Brilliant kick to Howarth. Short ball is really good to Mitch McDonald. And now the Dogs on the attack. Find someone open out the back and a really well-weighted kick. So now Sam Civic looks to find an option. Leading target inside forward 50, but sitting in the hole and taking it with Zach Kessner. Kessner goes out wide. Bit of a 2-on-2. McKinnon does well. Hangs on to it. Gets it on the second attempt. Now looking for options. Looks a little torn between going down the line and going through the corridor. Decides to go down the line. Polton worked his body in well. Created some separation. Finds a lead inside forward 50. Comes off hands and now the Dogs retreat. Handball over the top. Here Newman tries to work around his opponent. Does well on the second attempt. And now Nangle down the line. And Butterfield taking the intercept mark. Jake Butterfield, the recruit, coming across from Balaclava in the off-season. Chips the ball over the top. And now Napper. Mitch Napper looking inside forward 50, waiting for the lead. Getting it through Heinrich, through hands. Dienoff, though, tucked against the point post. Dribbles it through for a minor score. So peppering at the goals here at the moment, the Redlegs. Now down by 3 points on the Sportal scoreboard. And now the Dogs quickly have worked their way all the way out of defensive 50. And now past centre wing. One-on-one ball. Jacob Wright punches it down. And over the boundary line. Clouds still hanging around here, but been here since the end of the 17s, and we haven't seen too much rain fall. Pretty nice day here at Lindop. Boundary umpire to hurl it in. Ross down in front. And boundary again. Chance to thank the BLG's partners as well. Corrigan Burge, Intersport Barossa, Ray White, Gawler East, West End, Injury Hub, Sharon, Maxi Plast, Terry White, Kemmark, Barossa Co-op, CEG, Belgravia Apparel, Stiller, Central District FC and the Vine Inn. Thank you for supporting such a great league. McDonald to the handball. Still fighting with it. Lockie Webb. And now working it through hands. Nangle over the top. Ryswick loses it. And call for a throw. So Napper gets it back. fairly good pressure here at the moment from the Redlegs. Just pops it on the right peg inside forward 50. Had man. Look for Heinrich over the back. Polton also circling, but wrapped up in a tackle was Rowan Nelson. We'll get a stoppage deep in attack here for Freeling. Man goes up in the ruck against Nangle. Comes out the back, a little bit of room if he can be clean through hands. Tried to find Dienhoff, couldn't. Now, Nangle gets the hands out. Ryswick, the former North Adelaide Rooster, just poked out the back of the contest, and another stoppage. Bit of a sloppy ball up there from the umpire, but no advantage to either ruckman. Inside forward 50, Dienhoff. Well defended in the end there by Robinson. Gets knocked out of bounds, so it'll be a ball in. Around 25 metres around from Freeling's goal. The last 4 scores of the game, 1 goal, 3 for Freeling. Barossa haven't scored since the 4-minute mark of this quarter. Struggling to get it out of their back line here at the moment. But credit, they're not giving away too much score. Handball out, and now over the top, handball from Newman. And now they get the centre wing. Over the top, big collision. See who's on the floor there, looks to be in a bad way. No free kick was paid. In fact, the umpire now looking to hold play up. I think that might be Butterfield on the outer side. Just got cleaned up. Big collision, bodies get put on the line. Because the physio will get over there, making her way across the ground. And it is Jake Butterfield. So, see both coaches take the opportunity to empty their benches and get some rotation sorted, but got him off the field, I believe. He's going to stay out there, Butterfield. He's ignoring the trainer. And now, towards forward 50 once again out the back. A really good mark taken. As he's overstepped the mark, there should be a free kick. It should be 25 and is. So Hayden Trainer will get escorted up the ground. Trainer looking for an option, looking to bite off the corridor. It finds Barnish. Kick over the top. Robinson couldn't quite hang on to it, but the Dogs, nevertheless, inside forward 50, leading straight out and almost like a key forward, found a bit of space to take the mark. Kick over the top and marked by Napper. Comes out to the broadcast side, and Riley Both on debut for the Redlegs. Takes the mark. Central District under 18 as well. One-on-one contest here. Pops it straight out in front of Aussie Poulton. And now, good handball out. They just need to get it ahead to Riley Both if they can. Hanging on, free kicks being paid here. Riley Diener. Now they go back inside forward 50, finding the lead, but standing in the hole was Angus Pringle, who's been pretty impressive in his first few minutes on debut, but drops a kick short, couldn't find Wilkins. Now Both inside forward 50. And taking an easy intercept mark was Robinson. Goes out wide to Ryswick. And again, finding Johnson. Now with a bit of room all the way down the line. One-on-one contest here. And getting in position 1A to take the mark was Hudson Roberts. Looking inboard, finding an option. Had the leading Scott Mumford. And eventually escorted over the boundary line. Just about near the paint of 50. Boundary umpire to hurl it in. Mumford going in the ruck against Ross, and it's punched towards the line once again and fumbled over. Couldn't quite hold on to it. Brendan Moon, the goal kicker from earlier in the game. Once again, 45 metres out from the Dogs' goal. Knocked down in front and caught a bit high perhaps, but umpires come around and said, yeah, it was high. So free kick being paid here to Sam Sibic. Doesn't look like he's going to be lining it up straight away, looking at his options inside forward 50. Not too much of a breeze here to speak of at Barossa Park. Looks to pop it up high towards the top of the goal square. Pack converges. Scotty Dutchke there. Coming over was Pringle. Handball out from McKinnon and the Redlegs clear. Sibic there once again. And eventually scored it over. Zach Kessner with his hands on it. A very close start to this game. 18 and a half minutes gone. Freeling were able to get a lot more inside 50 opportunities early in this quarter. But the back line of the Dogs did incredibly well to stop them from getting opportunities in front of goal. Breaking through and getting a good handball over the top, and they work a bit of a 1-2. Fantastic work from the 300 gamer and Lockie Heinrich. And now a bit of a high ball through the middle of the ground, looking for Mann, comes over the top, and Fraser Mann just bounces it, dribbles it up to himself, trying to go inside to Ozzie Poulton, a little too tall for him. And now ball in dispute. Trying to get the handball out to Poulton there. Robinson did really well and gets it out to Sibic. Now the Dogs, was there a holding the ball opportunity there? There wasn't. Umpire says play on, sock it off the ground. Now Heinrich, a handball out. Ryswick's there, if he can be clean. And they did really well there, the Dogs, and now they can clear through Sibic. Now Johnson. So now looking in both directions. Opts to go long down the line. Comes down in front. Now the Dogs clear the territory once again. McKinnon couldn't quite hang on to it, but gets it on the second attempt, still with a little bit of space. Takes on a couple. Pops it onto his boot. Dienhoff the closest, but Boundary's going to beat them all. And last touch free kick going the way of the Dogs. So Sibic, who's been busy in this first quarter. Long down the line, and Ross used his body well, taking the mark. And goes long the same direction it came. Dienhoff underneath it, couldn't quite hang on to the mark, and now clearing out of defence. Doing really well, Rowan Nelson. Couldn't quite get the kick away though, and it's going to come straight back in. Bit of a torp going inside. And sitting in the hole taking the mark was Nangle. And now they've got a bit of space here through the middle of the ground. Ryswick can just get it and go. Didn't want to go through the mud patch, and fair enough. Finds a target towards forward 50. Gets it through Roberts over the top, and now a cracker goal fading across to the right-hand side. In fact, this is going to stay in the pocket here. So Freeling looked to take it on, just getting a foot onto it. Clearing defensive 50, but the Dogs here still in an advantageous position if they can find a target inside forward 50, and they do through Mumford. So Scott Mumford gets a set shot at goal. I think he's ripped himself off of the angle here a little bit. He can give himself a couple more metres, and the umpire redirects him around. This one an easy set shot opportunity for Scott Mumford. As we mentioned before, 9 goals so far in the season, including one earlier this quarter. And this one just a bit of a nerve settler. Was trapped down the other end of the ground for a couple of minutes. Scott Mumford straight in front, converts, gets him out by 9, the first score in 10 minutes in this game. And his second goal on the Sportle scoreboard. 3 straight 18 to 139. And the second goal of the afternoon to Mumford. So 2 debutants also taken to the field here this afternoon. 1 for each side. Angus Pringle for Barossa getting his debut, number 1. And number 28 here on the wing, see him centre of his screen, Riley Both, Central's junior. A tap down, Polton now in the middle. Handball over the top. swatted away, and not too far from where it came, we'll get another stoppage. Only 4 goals in this quarter, so you suspect only a couple more minutes left in this one as we're in time on. Trying to break through was Mitch McDonald. Just got a high ball up into vacant space. Both's going to get there first, collects it, and run out of real estate. So, boundary to hurl it back in. This beautiful deck. Just take out the middle of the ground. It is absolute pristine condition here at Lyndoch Oval, Barossa Park. Poulton pops it straight on his boot, just over the head of Shepley. Robinson does well and sees an option behind him to clear through hands. If they can be clean with it over the top, Ross crashing through. Kestner's there. And Both takes it. He's already had 3 or 4 touches since he come on the ground. Shepley now, a really well-weighted kick over the top. Did well, found Dienhoff. A little too far from home. Looking for a leading option. Heinrich, it's Ben Heinrich at the top of the goal square. Has to get moving now, goes in that direction, and a really good lead, finding Heinrich. Going to be tucked up against the boundary. Thought about playing on, but looks like he's going to take it on, the captain. Missed a couple weeks, got injured in the match against Kapunda on Anzac Day. His first match back in some time. It gives him an option up forward. Tucked away. Bit of a hush around Barossa Park, and a shank out of bounds on the full. Just looked a bit uncertain about that the entire time. So Ryswick will take the kick from the back pocket for the Dogs. Pops it across. Now the Dogs have looked a little more composed with it, a little more efficient with their ball movement. Gets fisted over the top and boundary to beat them all. So, umpire to hurl it back in once again. Rucks go at it, drops right in front. Ross takes it out and they'll have to go again. A little too advantageous there for Ross going up against Webb. Better there. Ross knocks it down in front. Oliver was there, couldn't quite pick it up. McDonald out of the pack. Pops it into the corridor. Now trying to get back onto it is Lockie Heinrich. Does well to eventually pick it up, but he's quickly covered by a pack of Dogs. So now in the middle of the ground, Ross takes it straight out and just pops it straight onto the right boot towards forward 50. A really good collect there from Scotty Dutchke. Shepley, though, fumbled it. A handball out now. Shepley fumbled it once again. Johnson inside forward 50 and now into clear space. Mumford going to get there first. Rolls through and now trying to just clear out of their defence. Taking a bounce on what would be a pretty slippery deck. Go right through the middle of the ground. Man gets a bad bounce, but right over the top. Tackled well by Shepley. Got the handball away. Now Robinson pops a high ball up, sitting underneath this one. Poulton couldn't hang on. And now gets tackled. Potentially got clipped a little high, but umpire says no. I'll ball it up. Umpires here today, Callan Sullivan, Craig Dorr and Adam Butcher. And there's the siren. Siren to bring us to the end of the first quarter. 3 goals 18 to 139 on the Sportal scoreboard. A bit of an arm wrestle, but in the end, Barossa are a little more composed with it as the game rolled on. We've got access to some stats as well, which we'll talk about in the lead up to the second quarter. Do not go anywhere, as we call that. Second quarter coming right up. Welcome back to Barossa Park. Really close first quarter here. 3 goals straight, 18 to 139 on the Sportal scoreboard. But we'll go around the grounds, of course, for blgfa.com.au. And Gawler Central taking on South Gawler at the moment. Towards the end of the first quarter, it's Gawler Central by 1 behind there in what's a close game. 3 goals, 4-22 to 3-3-21. Tanunda and Angerson, very close game as well. 2-3-15 to 2-1-13. Tanunda with a 2-point advantage. And quarter time at Kapunda Oval, 6-1-37 to the Bombers. No score, Nuri. An incredible result there. Riley Menzel with 3 first quarter goals. Aiden Mudge with a couple as well. So one to watch. I'll keep you updated throughout this game. But goal scorers in this one, Scott Mumford with 2 for the Dogs. Brendan Moon with 1 as well. And Ozzie Polton, the lone goal scorer for the Redlegs. As we get back underway, Ross in the ruck once again up against Lockie Webb. Kick over the top. Sitting underneath that one was Marshall. Couldn't quite hang on. Now just trying to get their way inside forward 50. We've got the beauty of a few stats here thanks to Jamie from the Barossa District Footy Club, who's given us access to some key numbers in the first quarter. 18 inside 50s for Freeling, make that 19 to 9 for Barossa. Yeah, there's been a free kick paid here, going the way of the Dogs. So yeah, Freeling doubling the inside 50 count in the first quarter. However, Barossa had 62% in possession, so maybe a case of just coming straight out of Freeling's backline. As Pringle couldn't quite take the mark. Breaking through was Dienhoff. Comes right back, Heinrich. Now Polton trying to break through. And a really good tackle. It was always dangerous there for Polton. Mitch McDonald will win the free kick. So McDonald, who was pretty good in the first quarter. Now goes a long ball over the top, sitting underneath it. Really good mark taken by Sibic. And finds a bit of space to play on and go inside forward 50. Mumford there, comes through hands. Collis will just fumble the ball all the way over the goal line. So through for a minor score. The first behind for Barossa. 3-1-19 to 1-3-9 as Collis goes long down the line to Dienhoff. Couldn't quite hang on, quickly pops it on the boot. Looks like the boundary may beat them both here if he can get a hand on it. He does well. McKinnon, in fact, decides to keep it in. Civic eventually escorting him over. So 10-point advantage for Barossa on the Sportal scoreboard. Hurled in, Ross knocks it down in front and Polton with a bit of room. On the left peg, just tries to dart a kick over to Mann. Mann does well to keep his feet. Does well. Spins around, but a good tackle. Didn't let him get away from him. So moves it off. Trainer tries to bite off the 45 in towards the corridor and did well standing in front. Won himself the free kick. Did Howarth. And now goes long inside forward 50 once again. Mumford couldn't quite hang on. Collis did well to bring it to ground. Collis did well not to give away the free kick there as well. And we get a stoppage. Once again, knocked straight down. A high ball up, not getting the required distance. Ross knocks it down. Sibic just raises the arm. Does he win a free kick? Umpire says he has won a free kick here. So he wasn't sure about that. He pointed in the wrong direction as well, which I think was the confusing thing. And Civic gets a set shot here. Slight angle. Have to kick it all of about 40 metres. He's got 5 goals on the season. Now Sam Civic. Ross on the mark, standing at about 38 to 40 metres. For the 4th goal of the afternoon for the Dogs. This one to just get a bit of breathing space. Starts out left, is coming back a little bit, but not quite enough, and through for a minor score. So 3 minutes gone, 3.5 minutes gone in this one, now taking an 11-point advantage. 3 goals to 20 to 139. As Collis goes right up the middle of the ground, always a little bit of a risk. Polton gets the handball over. McKinnon now takes on the tackler. Just dribbles one through the corridor and gets palmed out. Dienhoff. Handball over, Marshall, and now through the middle of the ground, Kessner. Goes out towards a one-on-one. Hayden Trainer looks like he's going to get there first if he can't beat Scotty Dutchke. Stays in. Now picking it up. Just getting a shoelace onto it. Ryswick just tunnels a handball underneath and eventually over the boundary line. So this is it for Freeling. If they can try and lock it in their forward 50 and give themselves an opportunity, but just like that, Sibic takes it away. He's able to even take a bounce as well. Gets a handball over the top. And now McDonald through the middle of Barossa Park, goes over the back. Jacob Wright gets there first. Thought about handing it off to Charlie Oliver. Instead pops it up to Ross. He's able to hang on and get the Jets on through the middle of the ground. Goes long. Marshall in position 1A. Gets knocked down in front. Now Deanoff can surge inside forward 50. A handball over. Open goal. And wasn't able to convert. Missed opportunity there for Zach Kessner. And through for a minor score. So back to 10 points on the Sportal scoreboard. 1-4 now for Freeling. So it's 20-10 now. Now through the middle of the ground, a good kick. And now they can go quickly. Trainer towards forward 50. Couldn't quite hang on to the mark there. The Dogs stay with it. Go to a one-on-one. Collis, Mumford. Collis does well to bring it to ground. Trying to break through. Oliver now against the point post. Just handballs it over the top. Maybe would have been better to have scored it over. And they force a stoppage. Adam Butcher clears the way. Collis goes in the ruck against Mumford. And now breaking his way through, doing well and arching the back, Owen Matts. He couldn't quite get the possession away like Polton. Handballs it off. Both just dribbles the ball off his foot. They still stay with it. Popping it on the boot was John Ross. And now to centre wing. The Dogs, though, have the possession. They just retreat. Trainer with a lot of room. Can go out wider. But a bit of a grab of a kick. Gives Sibic a little bit of work to do. Has Ryswick short. Goes there. Handball over the top. Hudson Roberts. Gets a handball over the top now to Sibic, but gets a really shocking bounce. And eventually just escorts it over the boundary, does Aidan Colburn. Every time Freeling go work into the forward half of the ground, it's just coming straight back out. That's their problem here at the moment. Pringle does well to compose himself and gets one inside forward 50. Dangerous position once again. Howarth towards goal. Pops it up into vacant space. Whistle's been blown. Mumford socketed it through it anyway. I don't know if they're going to count that or not. It's actually a free kick to Freeling, so James Collis will get it. Collis, who's done a pretty good job this quarter, been named in the best multiple times this year as well, playing down back. Goes long down the line, Deanhoff over the top, brings it to ground, couldn't get it on the second attempt. Sibic goes inside forward 50, bit of a wobbler towards the pocket, just losing the ball as he grabbed it there, now tucked up. Wilkins gets the handball over, close to the boundary. And it's a free kick here. So they get an opportunity deep in the pocket. So tucked up right against the fence here. As the man on the mark goes down on his knees to try and put him off. Always a bit tricky with the right peg. Does he sneak it through though? No. Goes through for a minor score. So now out to an 11-point margin. 8 minutes gone in this one. Thank you for joining us. Your Saturday afternoon for the BLGFA match of the round. Going back inside forward 50 and an intercept mark taken. This one a little easier. So straight in front. Unfortunately, we don't have a number 48 on our team list, so maybe a late number change. We'll get it at some point. But this one, easy set shot opportunity, and repeat entries going inside forward 50 here for Barossa. Give them this opportunity. Repeat entries. Straight in front of goal, converts, he's pumped up as well. Out to a 17-point advantage on the Sportal scoreboard. 4-3-27 to 1-4-10. Just forward 50 pressure here at the moment from the Dogs. It's the first goal of this second quarter as well, nearly 10 minutes in.
Good job.
So thank you again to Barossa District sponsors as well, GJ Gardner, Closes, Lindock Hotel, Ray White Barossa and WFI. Now in the middle, Ross palms it straight back. Scotty Dutchke just pops it straight on the boot. Picking it up and going inside forward 50 go the Redlegs. Now falling back is Deanhoff. Shepley's there. Taking it straight out. Got one arm free. What's the umpire going to say? It's going to be a ball up. Rowan Nelson did well. Knocked straight down. McKinnon gets it out. Dutchke goes around his body. Doesn't quite get the curvature he'd like and through for a minor score. Now 1-5 the Redlegs. 16 points the margin. And they go quickly here, the Dogs. They find an option over the top. Couldn't quite hang on to it. Sitting in there was Colburn. But they get a second opportunity to go back inside once again. Mumford leading straight out, straight on the chest. And he gets a set shot right in front. Try and have a crack at his third. It's been pretty good this year, Scott Mumford. He's come into the side. Kicked 8 goals coming into this one. 2 here already this afternoon. This for his 11th of the season. And to get the margin out a little further, and he misses to the right-hand side, through for a minor score. So now out back by 17 points, but they showed there how quickly they can move the ball end to end. A little chipping ball over the top. Scotty Dutchke looks to go through the middle of the ground. It's going to get intercepted once again, though. Sloppy ball movement. Wilton goes back inside forward 50. Mumford there once again. Takes a good grab, and he won't miss this time. They're just pressuring with their inside 50s here at the moment. And Mumford will convert on this one, no problem at all. And extend the margin out to 23. And he does exactly that. And kicks his third of the afternoon. 11 on the season. So brilliant work from Mumford. Gets the score out to 34-11 now. Really starting to balloon this margin out here at the moment. Barossa District. Might have a look at some of the key numbers for this game as well. As we mentioned, the inside 50s at quarter time. Freeling had a 9-number advantage at 18-9. We're in front now, 22-17. So they've really bridged that gap here, Barossa, and it's evident the way they're playing this game. Clearances here at the moment, 16 apiece, but really get the feeling that's starting to swing in the direction of the Bulldogs here significantly in this game. An update on the scores previously today as well. Freeling in the under-13s got a 48-point win. In the under-15s, Freeling got a 2-point win over Barossa. In the under-17s, Barossa District a 56-point victory. And in the reserves, Freeling got the first win of the season, a 38-point victory, 10-8-68 to 4-6-30. It was a good performance from them. Got a pretty convincing win. It's Dwayne Shaw up forward, actually kicked 6. I don't think anyone's kicked 6 in a while for the Freeling reserves. There's ball inside forward 50 from Ross. Mann just punches it down in front. Comes out the back and Now Kessner breaking his way through, just dropped his shoulder, called for holding the ball. Probably the right call as well. In fact, that was Napa. Now chipping ball out wide. Picked up by Roberts, but a good tackle. Scotty Dutchke, who returns the favour. He's a man you do not want to meet in a one-on-one. Now goes immediately. He's going to turn this one over. Ryswick takes a specky on his teammate in Pringle. And he's warm one in the ribs, I reckon, Pringle, from Lee Ryswick. Goes over the top. And now clears. They can go inside forward 50 through Jack Wilkins. Just sends a high one up, one-on-one here. Collis now has a new opponent in Lockie Webb. He's going to snap around his body, the ruckman. Geez, not a bad effort at all, but across the face through for a minor score. And now an even 4-goal advantage. 35 plays 11 on the Sportal scoreboard. 15 minutes gone in this one. Time for Freeling to move and get a couple goals on the board, bring themselves back into it. Collis goes marching at a defensive 50. Bit of a grub of a kick, but mark's been taken by Dina. And that is not a good kick. Intercepted by Watson. Just not finding the right targets here at the moment, the Redlegs. A really good kick to Pringle. He's been really good on debut. Chips the ball over the top. Couldn't quite hang on to the mark, just got blocked. I think that was Moon. So, dangerous part of the game here for Freeling. And once again, Mumford going up in the ruck here. Forward 50 ruck specialist against John Ross. Mumford uses his body well, gets the tap out wide. Moon now on his left peg towards goal. Hasn't quite got it there. In fact, I don't know if he's registered a score. In fact, he has, just the one behind for Moon. They are peppering the goals here at the moment, out to a 25-point advantage. 36 plays 11 on the Sportal scoreboard. And this quarter, Freeling just the one behind. In fact, two behinds. So now Dutchke trying to bite off the corridor, which is always a little bit of a risk and potentially should be a 25. Here it is. So Mitch Napa will get escorted up the ground a bit further. Has Oliver out wide, decides to go inside forward 50, looking for Aussie Polton. It's knocked down. Polton's still with it. Has a little bit of room now to find a target inside forward 50. Gets it to Dienoff. Dances around his opponent. Has to compose himself in front of goal. And couldn't. Through for a minor score. So 1-6 now. They just cannot convert. So Ryswick. Short ball is good to Roberts. Goes over the top to Robinson. Bites off the 45. It was a well-weighted kick. Still breaking through here. Pringle first to it. Dutchie was there and grabbed onto him before Pringle. Very smart there from the debutant Angus Pringle. He's been handy. Confident to give Scotty Dutchie a bit of a shove as well. And on the left peg inside forward 50. A little too long. So Carpenter. Another intercept as they go back inside forward 50. Here the Dogs looking for a target right at the top of the goal square. Just crashing to the ground. Ball still in dispute here. And they're going to get an opportunity. Free kick being paid. Well done to James Collis. Sees an option over the top. Oh, perfectly weighted in the end. Claiming he touched it there. Hudson Roberts, and he probably did. Another bad kick. Sibic, who's now taken off the long sleeves, takes the mark, works around, and paid a 25 as well. So it'll bring Sibic in range. Adam Butcher marking it at about 48 metres. I think he's possibly ripped him off a few, but... So, Civic will get a set shot right about from the paint of 50. As we said before, 5 goals on the season. Looks confident with the range, though. Sam Civic, right on the paint of 50, sprays it out to the right. Another minor score. In fact, missed it all. (5-6-36) to 1-6-12. Short ball to Polton. Just struggling for options here at the moment, the Redlegs. Looks to go through the middle of the ground. Really well weighted kick. So Mats goes out wide. Just waiting for the run, eventually getting a hand onto it. Just getting a hand onto it was Kessner. But the umpire disagrees. Says it was out already, last touch. And now the Dogs once again go back inside forward 50. Kick over the top. And mark's been taken by Gershwitz. And pops it up towards the top of the square. Pack sitting underneath this one. Ross was there to get the fist through. Free kick being paid though, going the way of the Dogs. And Hudson Roberts gets the set shot in front of goal. So repeat entries inside forward 50, as we mentioned before. Jamie from Barossa has been very generous to give us some of the numbers so far in this quarter, and they're bridging the gap. Now down to up to 20 inside 50s for this first half. Straight in front, converts on the goal. And gets it through. So first goal of the afternoon for Hudson Roberts. And they extend their margin out. 42 now to 12. A 30-point margin for Barossa. And their ascendancy continues in this game. We'll update you on some of the results from around the grounds for blgfa.com.au. An arm wrestle continues in Gawler. Gawler Central 4-5-29, 4-6-30 South Gawler. Of course, this one a 30-point margin at the moment. A very close game at Tanunda, 3-4-22 taking on Angaston, 2-4-16. And a comprehensive margin at Kapunda, 10-2, very accurate, 62 to 2-1-13. At the moment, 20 minutes gone in the second quarter as they go back inside forward 50. Once again, the Dogs. A one-on-one contest, gets knocked down in front. They still stay with it. Howarth now moves it out through hands with Jacob Wright. Needs to get rid of it. Got a handball away. Mats now try to surge one. Civic quickly gets wrapped up by Kessner. The high ball goes up. Colburn was there. Now Roberts can't quite pick it up. Dienhoff waiting for him to. And wraps him up. Still just the one goal in this match for Freeling. Ross knocks it down and now Dienhoff gets to work. Handballs it over the top to Riley Both. Civic gets the hands away and now towards goal once again. Trying to clear over the top. Collis needs to get a hand on it but can't. And it's Mitch McDonald credited with a goal. And the margin continues to grow here at Barossa Park. Mitch McDonald with his first goal of the season for Barossa District and his first of the afternoon, of course. So 23 minutes gone, a 36-point margin here for Barossa District. They are rolling away with it. It was just 9 points at quarter time. And Freeling looking for something in this second quarter. And Ross gets the tap down. And now McDonald straight onto the boot. Finds Pringle. In fact, that's Wilkins. Goes inside forward 50, waiting for the leapers. Couldn't quite hang on to it. Carpenter flying across in front. Gets a handball out. Now a crack at goals coming from Tate Howarth that threw for a minor score. 49 plays 12 on the Sportal scoreboard. Just dominant quarter here from Barossa. And this is the sort of situation that Freeling have had. When you look at it, it's now a 4-goal quarter to none, which has just resulted in Freeling falling way behind in the game, having to face a bit of a mountain in the second half with the siren not all that far away. Howarth couldn't quite pick it up. Sloppy again from Freeling. Getting a handball out though. Ryswick trying to dance around, getting the handball out that last touched by Barossa. It'll be a free kick here. So Aussie Polton sees an option he likes with Scotty Dutchke, a dart of a kick. Hits him on the chest. They go over the top. Jordan McKinnon flies across, couldn't quite take the mark. Has to get the handball away, and they move it back through Dutchke once again. Polton. A little bit of an up fake, and now it goes long down the line. Robinson got the climb and got it on the second attempt. Pops a high ball up 40 metres down the line. The ruckman contest. Both's there, as is Polton. And Howarth's wrapped up in the tackle. Once again, the ruckman go at it. Webb punches it down in front. Couldn't quite hang on to it there. Mitch McDonald. And we get another stoppage. This time, taking it out was Mitch Napper. Through the middle of the ground, Dutchke put his body on the line. Couldn't get a handball though, off to Heinrich. Just gets a handball out eventually, and Freeling got away with it, but it was called back. One of those afternoons at the moment for the Redlegs. Pringle goes up against Dienhoff. Waiting to see who wins it out of this contest. Bit of a looping ball goes over. Roberts gets there first and breaks well through the Matt's tackle. Now they go long down the line, one-on-one, sun blocking in their eyes. Pringle trying to pick it up right, wrapped up immediately by Brodie Wilton. We get another stoppage. Knocked down once again. Seems to be in a bit of pain there, Lockie Webb, after that ruck contest. Both didn't want to go for it. No Freeling Redlegs 1 or 2. Right, wrapped up in a moon tackle, and that is a dump. There will be a bit of push and shove here on the half-time siren, no doubt about it. It wasn't a great tackle there from Moon. Bit of a dump, but we go to half-time, 7-7-49. And a brilliant quarter there from Barossa District. And they get a healthy advantage, 37-point advantage on the Sportal scoreboard. A brilliant quarter from them. Don't go anywhere, we'll have the second half coming right up. Welcome back to Barossa Park. It was a dominant second quarter from Barossa District. 7-7-49 to 1-6-12. Freeling very inaccurate to start this game off. As we look at blgfa.com.au, we look at the results from around the grounds, and South Gawler out to a 9-point advantage over Gawler Central, 5-8-38 to 4-5-29. Of course, the results here at Barossa Park, you know those. It is a 12-point advantage for Tanunda over Angaston, 4-4-28 to 2-4-16. Very low-scoring arm wrestle there at Tanunda Oval. And, of course, Kapunda taking on Nuri in a... and Kapunda got the jump on him in the first quarter, 10-2-62 to 3-2-20 at half-time. This one, umpire holds the ball aloft. Freeling looking for a response here in this third quarter. Picking it up quickly there was Lockie Webb, but set upon. In the second quarter there, it was just domination. As they go inside forward 50 here, the Redlegs jumping up and taking a good mark. I think he's held on to that Dutchkey. No, actually spilled it. Kessner couldn't hang on. Now ball's back in dispute. Civic, who was good in the first half. And a stoppage forward 50 here for the Redlegs. Couldn't quite take it out of the ruck there, Marshall. Just feeding off, and now another stoppage. Wrapped up in the tackle was Lucas Watson. How well can they lock it in, the forward 50 here? They all looked a bit sucked in here, Freeling. It's all about the wall they set up. Ross is playing free behind the ball here at the moment, so maybe set up for this exact situation. Taking it out of the ruck was Fraser Mann, got smothered immediately. Pringle got tackled by Marshall, got the hands away. Now a kick towards the goal square. And trundles through for a minor score, the first of the third quarter, going the way of the Redlegs. 1-7 now. As the Dogs look to move it quickly down the line on the outer side. One-on-one contest, falls forward, and now Heinrich moves it back through Polton. Goes over the top, but taking a good mark. Intercepting was Robinson. Now looks to move it across the ground. Pop a good kick over the top. Couldn't quite take the mark, though, Tate Howarth. And now Oliver. Handball over. Dienhoff. And a good tackle laid. They force a turnover. Pringle couldn't quite hang on to it. Gets shoved down by Polton and got collected a bit high by Oliver. And a bit of a push and shove as well. We ended with a bit of scrap at the end of the second quarter. Freeling looking for a bit of passion in this game, just to get him back into it. But Angus Pringle on debut has been quite good. Pops the ball down the line, looking for the leapers. Comes down and quickly wrapped up was Gershwitz. Ross and Webb again. Tangle, Shepley taken down and caught a bit high by Gershwitz. So Tom Shepley now looks for an option. It's a well-weighted kick in the end. Just spilled the mark. Marshall quickly wrapped up by Webb. And right on centre wing, on the paint of the centre square, we'll ball it up once again. Ross gets it down. Marshall breaks through with the hands. Now Ross with a bit of space. Does well to dance around, but turns it over to Pringle. And now through the mud patch in the middle of the ground. Go inside forward 50. Dienhoff couldn't quite hang on to it. And now has to scramble in defence. Collis gets tackled down. Did he have enough time to get rid of it? He didn't, says the umpire. And 20 out from Barossa's goal. They'll ball it up. Knocks it down, James Collis. Trainer just gets a handball away out the back, spilling out the back of the contest. Napa, and we get another stoppage. Ross goes up in the ruck against Mumford. Oliver goes crashing through. Polton there with a tackle. Gershwitz gets the handball out the back. Now just trying to find any room to get it away. Ryswick Causes a turnover, and now to centre wing. A foot race to the ball. Marshall working well. He's going to get there first. Just turned the Jets on, turned him inside out. Now on the left peg, going inside forward 50. Bit of work to do from behind Heinrich. He comes through here. Man, if he can be clean, he can maybe get another chance to go inside forward 50, but he couldn't. Nelson now composes. And they now move it back, Mitch McDonald. But a one-on-one here. Can he get to it first? He does pick it up, Fraser Mann. Now snapping around towards goal. Puts it through. In fact, that wasn't Mann, but a brilliant goal put through nonetheless. Absolutely fantastic. Freeling get on the board. Really important goal put through. And just made the most of their opportunity. So Zach Kessner in for his first goal of the afternoon. And they now move to 2-7-19, 7-7-49 on the Sportal scoreboard. And now back to 30 points. It's just about these repeat opportunities. So now coming back. Handball at the back, and now Webb going inside forward 50. Comes out, and Collis in position 1A. And a 25-metre penalty paid as well. Just encroaching the mark was Mumford. In fact, potentially even a downfield free because they've taken it out a bit wider. Collis sees an option into the corridor and gets it through Napa. And goes out wide, trying to find Heinrich, gets a kind bounce, but loses his footing, gets smothered immediately. And a turnover. Now Moon pops a high ball up, and mark's taken by Wilkins. Looks to go quickly now, back inside forward 50, but Collis once again leading in front. Standing up well in defence. Takes off a risky ball to Ross, but well-weighted kick. Now has Both over the top, and that is a good kick to put him out right in front of him. The two debutantes going against each other, and Pringle and Both. Looks to compose himself, finds Polton short. They look to bite off the corridor. Needs to be perfect with the kick, and was brilliant to Napa. And gets knocked down and earns a 25-metre penalty. And they've been reasonably generous with the 25 there as well. They put him inside forward 50. And a short ball, good. Finding the chest of his teammate in Scott Dutchke. Just takes off a few more metres, but handballed it out now. Aussie Polton from inside the paint of 50. Has the distance covered, no problem at all, but just out wide, through for a minor score. But Freeling look a little better in this third quarter. Now giving themselves some opportunities. 7 minutes gone as now the Dogs to the outer side. Now moving through Nelson. They go long and high. Centre wing gets knocked down by Jacob Wright down the back for the Redlegs. Quickly wrapping up in a tackle. And a stoppage on centre wing. A 29-point margin here for Barossa. And a bit more push and shove here. Getting stuck into each other. Bit of feeling in this one. Ross knocks it down. Dutchke come running straight through the pack. Just pops it out in front. Mann gets to it first. Nearly had his head taken off. And tackle quickly. Called for holding the ball. So Lee Riswick did well. Just chips the ball out wide. So Sibic. Short ball to Robinson's good as they bite off the corridor. Looks to go longer, straight through the middle of Barossa Park. Mumford leading at the footy, takes a mark on the paint of 50. He's kicked 3 goals in this one, 11 on the season. He tucks his mouth guard away straight away. He's feeling confident. So this one from straight in front. As we've mentioned, no breeze at all at Barossa Park. Have to kick this one from outside 50, from about 55 metres. Gee, that's brilliant from Scott Mumford. Kicks his fourth. And a stabilising goal there for Barossa. They move out to a 35-point advantage. Only 2 points off of their game high. It was 37 points late in the second quarter. 35-point margin. 4 for Scott Mumford has been excellent. As good as James Collis has been, is just a little too strong, a little too quick as well, leading up at the footy. And when you can convert goals from 55 metres, you're doing a pretty good job. So, kicked half of their goals, Scotty Mumford. So now back in the middle once again. Civic with the tackle, but call for a free kick. Hanging on a little early, and Oliver will get it. Pop it over the top. Man just knocks it down in front. Napa now on the second attempt gets the handball off to Marshall. It's quickly wrapped up, just has to force a handball backwards and got tripped. So they get a get out of jail free card there, the Dogs. So Johnson goes out wide to Robinson. In fact, that's Watson. Carpenter knocks it down in front and quickly wrapped up is Trestrail. Webb and Ross. Ross gets the tap down and an immediate stoppage. Thank you to all our streaming partners, of course. Dartfish, your Sportal Scoreboard. Filming Footy, of course, you're watching live and free on YouTube and Filming Footy as Wright goes crashing his way through, tries to get the handball off to Oliver, gets it underneath the Dutchke, who just pumps it on the boot, but the pressure's immense here from Barossa. Trestrail quickly picked up and wrapped up in a tackle by Josh Newman. And a bit more push and shove here on centre wing, getting stuck into Scott Dutchke. Not exactly the person I'd want to pick a fight with, as it looks like Scott Dutchke will need to come off the ground bleeding from the face. Looks like he's got blood coming down from the nose. The Dogs legend all over his Guernsey as well, so he'll have to make his way off the field. Quickly swap him out for Riley Diener. Webb knocks it down. Now Oliver, quickly wrapped up in a Civic tackle. Now getting a handball out. Both are now off hands, back in towards forward 50. And Kessner taking the mark. Looking to move on quickly, work his way around the mark. And now inside forward 50 with a little bit of space up towards goal. Splits the middle. So an important goal. Zach Kessner kicks his second. And an important goal there. They bring the margin back under 30 points. 55 plays 26 on the Sportal Scoreboard. Kessner handy in this game. So now back in the middle. Field umpires here today. Callan Sullivan, Craig Dorr, Adam Butcher. As Ross knocks it straight down. Pringle getting a run in the middle as well, the debutant. Handball over. Now through the middle of the ground, through the mud patch. Johnson pops it on his boot. Collis there. Maybe first contact was a little bit high. Umpire says no. We'll ball it up. Mumford knocking it down. Ross trying to break his way through. Both did well to break the tackle and get the handball out the back to McKinnon. Needs to be composed here in defensive 50. And pops a kick over the top. Did incredibly well. Finds Aidan Colburn. Colburn goes long down the line, but Barossa have the numbers if they can take a composed mark. They did through Robinson. Man tried to claim it. Robinson now over the top. Civic off hands, comes out the back. Both's there. Who can get to it first though? Ball in dispute. Just flicks out. Pringle. Shepley with a tackle. Jacob Wright underneath and a stoppage. Tap over the back, Polton off hands. Shepley's there once again. Now a handball through. Matts. And now it comes out the back here for the Dogs. They go up towards the top of the goal square. Webb over the top, couldn't take the mark. Dienhoff now off to the races. Just goes to a one-on-one down the line. Robinson gets a really bad bounce though. Dina just has to pop up a high ball. Marshall sitting underneath it, but claiming the mark. Doing really well was Josh Newman. Newman can go out wide. Barnish. Barnish now down the line. Oh, big fly over the top. Couldn't quite pull it down. And umpire says, give it to me, we'll ball it up. Just inside the paint of 50. Ross knocks it down. Napper takes it straight out of the ruck and just pops a torp down the line. Off hands. Marshall gets the handball away. Newman does incredibly well, though, to get the hands back to Robinson, going inside forward 50. Clears them all. Now the hands moving back through, but a good tackle. The pressure's lifted here from Freeling. They move it off through hands once again, looking for Colburn. Can't quite get it there. Marshall cracking through, and Howarth wrapped up in a tackle. So the next goal in this game, if Freeling can get it, makes it a bit of an intriguing contest. Didn't do themselves any favours in the second quarter. Mumford knocks it down. Polton, Napper, quickly wrapped up. Mumford and Ross once again tangle up, and maybe collected high there he was. Good call from the umpire. Aidan Colburn with a free kick. Looks to play on immediately as well. Maybe wore one high from Napper there as well. Should have been a reversal of a free kick going the way of Wilkins, but an intercept mark taken by Robinson. Go out a bit wider. Both was sitting underneath it, couldn't pull in the mark. Howarth takes on the tackler, gets the handball out, and now Roberts. Now down the line. Gets knocked down in front. Bit of a push and shove on the outer side from where the ball come, but free kick going the way here of Alex Dienhoff. Just composes himself. Just shy of 18 minutes gone in this third quarter. Underneath this one, Robinson gets his fist on it. Knocks it down in front. Handball out Newman. Both and trundled over the boundary line centre wing. Shout out to Barossa District sponsors, of course, GJ Gardner, Closes, Lindock Hotel, Ray White Barossa and WFI. Sponsoring local footy, of course. Ross just gets a ball across to Robinson, who's been really good in defence. Got a shove in the back, so there's a free kick. Chips the ball across to Trainer. And go all the way across to the broadcast side to Nelson. Nelson now goes long down the line. Carpenter sitting underneath it, couldn't hang on to it. Beats Dienhoff. Now Wilkins gets the handball out, and now a chance for Wilson to go inside forward 50. One-on-one contest here, comes out the back. Collis couldn't hang on to it, crashing through. Now ball in dispute. Collis just pops onto his boot and clearing out of defence. Who can get to it first? Poulton is there for Redlegs, and we get another stoppage. Comes out the back. He did well there. Johnson, just to compose himself, quickly tackled down, got a handball away, but gives the Redlegs an opportunity to get it. Tackled, whipped his head back and earned the free kick. So Dutchke, who's earned himself a new Guernsey as well with the blood. Goes out wide to Poulton. Goes over the top looking for Both, who couldn't quite hang on. Newman, who's had a really good third quarter, chips the ball over the top. McDonald, and now through the middle to Johnson. Over the top, and now leading straight at the ball there was Ryan Civic. Gets it back and now pops it up inside forward 50. Looks like the Redlegs have the numbers, but the boundary line will beat them all, and Freeling get the free kick. And now Freeling through the middle of the ground. Bit of a risky kick. Fraser Mann takes it. Needs to find an option through hands and gets it there eventually. Kestner now rolling inside forward 50. Hands it off. Charlie Oliver in front of goal. Pulls it out to the left-hand side. So missed opportunity there for Oliver and the Redlegs. The first score in 8 minutes in this game. Moves it back to a 28-point margin. 55 plays 27. If they're taking time, they've got a lot of numbers here on the near side. Barossa, they eventually get down there. And a good mark taken in front by Howarth. It goes short, Civic. Sam Civic's been one of my best, I reckon, in this one as well. They're going longer down the line. Comes out the back, getting a bad bounce. Ryswick was there. And now the Redlegs get it in defensive 50. Centre wing comes out and Civic couldn't quite hang on to it. Gets it back now. Watson. And now Ryswick. Handball over the top and now through the middle of the ground. Kestner and Wright with a crunching tackle. And now a stoppage, centre square. McKinnon takes it through the contest. Did well to stand up in the tackle. And just pops it out into space. Mann now going in a one-on-one. Did really well to get it off to Oliver. And if he can break through, he can just get a handball off. Now Heinrich finding Both streaming inside forward 50. Has a crack at goal and converts. First A-grade goal for Riley Both on his debut. And a brilliant conversion. Brings this game back to an interesting margin. 22 points the difference. 55 plays 33 on the Sportle scoreboard. And a brilliant conversion from Both. Handy player, of course, coming out of the under-18 program. He's been a Freeling Junior for all of his time playing footy. Played a bit of time with the Dogs at Samford level and playing a pretty good game on debut. Really good goal off the wing. Ross now in the middle, taps it down. Gershwitz takes it and just pumps the ball inside forward 50. Dienhoff come crashing through and now comes out the back. Howarth pumps the ball to the top of the goal square. Collis against Mumford once again, and Mumford hangs onto it. And just like that, for all of Freeling's hard work, Mumford will go back and likely pop through his 5th goal of the game. And brilliant one-on-one player. I think it's sit him up the top of the goal square, and as good as Collis has been in his moments, looks like he's going to bag number 5 here, Scott Mumford. So, ...20 metres out, straight in front, converts. His 13th goal of the season. And the lead blows back out once again to 28 points. 9-7-61 to 4-9-33 on the Sportal scoreboard. Certainly a contender for the Archie Songs Player of the Game. So now the ball to be brought back into the middle. Still waiting for the ball to come back from the middle of the ground, but a chance to thank the BLGFA partners, of course, who make this stream possible. Corrigan Burge, Intersport Barossa, Ray White Gawler East, West End, the Injury Hub, Sharon, Maxi Plus, Terry White Kmart, Barossa Co-op, CEG, Belgravia Apparel, Stiller, Central District FC and the Vine Inn. 25 minutes gone now in the third quarter. I mean, an entertaining third quarter as well. A tap down, Webb couldn't quite get it away. Dina gets a handball out the back, and now Both with pace. Gets a handball through the corridor, but Johnson intercepts. And now Dutchke with a bit of a risky tackle, really. So they ball it straight back up. Most of the players not really paying attention to where the ball is. Both now gets it and just gets any distance he can on the ball. Heinrich, the 300 gamer, really clean. And now they just pop it out in front of Both, who gets a shocking bounce. Howdy does really well with the tackle to cause the stoppage. And there's the siren to bring in the end of the third quarter. 9-7-61, 4-9-33. A likely victory here for Barossa, but you never know. If Freeling come out well in the first 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, they might give themselves an opportunity. 28-point margin the way of the Dogs. Don't go anywhere. Come back for the fourth quarter. Back here at Barossa Park, fourth quarter about to get underway. An interesting third quarter, kept Freeling in touch, but still a lot of work to do in this fourth. We look at blgfa.com.au for all of the around the grounds news, and we go to the dog track to see that South Gawler have pulled away there against Gawler Central, 12-12-84 to 4-5-29, end of the third quarter in that one. Of course, we have 61-33 here on the Sportal scoreboard. A 10-point advantage for Tanunda at three-quarter time at Tanunda Oval, taking on Angerson, 7-6-48 to 5-8-38. A really close game there, one to watch. And Kapunda have it won at Kapunda Oval, 15-6, 96 to 4-5-29 over the Nuri Tigers. So fourth quarter underway here at the beautiful Barossa Park. Dutchke now in the new number 22. Gets the handball out, but wasn't advantageous for Napa. He was good enough to get it back to Polton and find a chest. Kessner, who kicked 2 goals already in this one, goes inside forward 50, looking for the lead of Heinrich, couldn't quite get it. And now coming out the back, ball still getting fumbled around. Oliver does well, gets it back to Napa, and now lowers the eyes going inside forward 50 and getting the mark. So Aidan Colburn with the mark 40 metres out from goal. Straight in front. And this one a really important kick to get it down to 22 points and take a little bit of momentum into the final quarter. Just the 1 goal for the season for Aidan Colburn. Looks like he doesn't have the distance covered. Gets punched over through for a minor score. So inaccurate in front of goals here. 4-10-34 for the Redlegs. 9-7-61 the home side. 27-point margin on the Sportal scoreboard as they look to go to the outer side once again. And they've done this well. There's been 10 opportunities, as we mentioned, with Freeling's behinds to clear out of the defensive goal square, and they've done it pretty effectively so far. Ross just bumps one over the top. McKinnon underneath it. Comes crashing through. Napa did well. And now McKinnon picks up the crumbs and goes inside forward 50. Marshall, Heinrich. And quickly wrapped up was Rowan Nelson. Collis now playing up forward for Freeling. And Webb takes an easy, uncontested mark. Can go long down the line, a one-on-one here. Now taking it, Shepley, quickly wrapped up by a couple dogs. Inside forward 50 for the Dogs. Important here that Freeling don't have this locked inside, but now from the pocket, fair crack at goal. Oh, how's that for a finish? He converts Brendan Moon on a really tough opportunity, and that's a contender for goal of the week, if you don't mind, right off the ruck tap. And that's an important goal as well, puts him out by 33 points. So 10-7-67 to 4-10-34. And Moon with 2 goals in this game. And that makes it incredibly difficult for Freeling. But a brilliant goal put through from the pocket. So we go back into the middle. Knocked down. Webb getting it straight away and just pumping it on his boot. Good mark taken by Ollie Sibic. And now lowering his eyes, going towards the top of the goal square. Mumford's there once again. Still with it here, Mumford, close to the goal line. Eventually has scored it over by Cooper Carpenter. So now a 34-point margin. Shepley needs to go back to the goal square and go out wide to find Mann, and just grubs a ball. It's a bit of a stinker of a kick, really. Bounced well to get over the head of Civic. And Napa quickly wrapped up in a tackle. Going uncontested in the ruck, so they're able just to thump it inside their forward 50. Ollie Sibic takes it, quickly wrapped up by Dienhoff. And another stoppage. Ross knocks it straight down, trying to find the lap of Polton. Sitting on the ground, had to just get a handball out the back, and now Owen Matz can work onto it. The speedster on the outer side just goes long down the line, beats Collis, and now Heinrich out the back gets a kind bounce. Can go inside forward 50, has Marshall out the back. End-to-end footy for the Redlegs. And Andrew Marshall, who's had a fairly quiet day, the recruit out of Anglevale, gets the opportunity with a set shot here. 5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Eight goals on the season. Had a pretty handy year so far. This for his first of the afternoon. Goal umpire does a bit of work, but goes through for a minor score. So missed opportunity again. Been a poor day in front of goal here for the Redlegs. 4-11-35. 10-7-67. In fact, 10-8-68. So now looking to go long down the line. Robinson underneath it. Polton's there as well. Composed himself well, Dienhoff, and now Polton finds a good option a little further on from Both. Was McKinnon. And now pops one up towards the top of the square. And flying across, taking a really good mark, was Sam Sibic. Been really good today, Sibic. I think it's between him and Mumford for player of the game. Pop one over the top, but Kessner, sitting in the hole, takes the mark. They go across the line, and Polton can now go inside forward 50, but a bit of a sloppy kick. Mitch McDonald taking another intercept mark here for the Dogs. McDonald, centre wing, Carpenter over the top, couldn't quite hang on, took Webb down with him, should have got a free kick, didn't. Adam Butcher nearly getting in the way. Dutchke crashing through, now in the mud heap. We get a stoppage. Ross, Dutchke with a bit of room, gets smothered though. Picking it up, Kessner moves it back through Polton, and now he can drop a long ball inside forward 50. Heinrich gets it punched away from him. Kessner just gets his hands free, now has to try and get it away, but Adam Butcher calls it back. Now the Dogs break through. Kick over the top to Sibic, and now good tackle laid by Dienhoff. Maybe didn't have enough opportunity to get rid of it. Now tapped down. Dienhoff trying to break through, but called for a free kick. He's getting hung on to by Ryan Sibic. Now goes out wide, looking for James Collis, who's now playing up forward. Now he breaks through, but couldn't beat the boundary line. The time running out here for the Redlegs, but a good performance from Barossa. They've played pretty well, pretty good 4 quarters of footy really. Oh, good fend off there from Sibic. Just sat down John Ross. Over the top, Dienhoff, a really good mark. Chips the ball over to Napper. And now Napper inside forward 50. Ryswick got knocked down afterwards. In fact, a free kick being paid here. So is it going to be paid downfield? In fact, it was play on. So they played on advantage. It was Marshall converted on the goal. And they've called that advantage. A few Barossa players a bit confused about that one, but they paid it nonetheless. Now 5-11-41 for the Redlegs. A 10-8-68 10-8-68 for Barossa. And Marshall does convert on his first goal of the afternoon. So now a 27-point margin for the Dogs. I'm pretty comfortable with where they're at in this game. They just need to hold Freeling off, but McKinnon now out of the middle, gets the handball out wide to Napper, and they can go back inside, forward 50. Just try and put a little bit of pressure on. Marshall couldn't quite hang on. Polton's there, fighting his teammate for it. And right in front of Dom Shepley of the Freeling Hotel out there. Of course, Freeling Hotel, proud partner of Behind the Barrel this year. It gets balled up once again. Collis in the ruck, try to hack it off the ground. Now a little kick over the top. Marshall, does he have enough room? Gets wrapped up, got the handball away, gets smothered. They scored it through, loses his footing at the wrong time. McKinnon's there. Dina gets tackled, and I don't know if they've called this a point or a stoppage on the goal line. Looks like it's going to be a ball up. Still in dangerous position here for Barossa. So the umpire pausing here. They do have an intercom system where they are talking to each other, the umpires. Collis off a long run-up tried to tap it through. Heinrich tried to play for the free and wasn't given it. Only about 5 metres out from the goal here. Ryswick playing goalkeeper on the goal line. Mumford trying to knock it away. Civic breaks through well and pops a high ball up towards 50. Gets knocked down in front. Dienhoff's there trying to pick it up. And we get a stoppage. So over the top once again and tackled quickly, Alex Dienhoff, who's been really good for Freeling today. Definitely one of the best. Ross gets a couple fists at it. Couldn't quite get the handball away, Dina, and rightfully called for holding the ball. Good tackle there from Nathan Johnson. Every time Freeling's threatened to come back, Barossa have held up well. Webb got pushed under the ball. And now on the ground is Dienhoff, unable to get up. And they're out the back here now. Wilkins sees an option going in towards goal. Ryswick taking the uncontested mark. Looks to play on quickly, pass it off, and did well. Brilliant kick, finding a teammate. Open inside forward 50. So now fairly easy set shot in front of goal. Cody Barnish, not too much angle to speak of. No breeze around Barossa Park here as the clouds have cleared. Hasn't kicked a goal this season for Barossa District. This one to ice the game. Barnish from 35 metres thumps it into the post. So 12 minutes gone, or 12 and a half minutes gone. Now a 28-point advantage here for Barossa. 69 plays 41 as Polton takes a mark. As they'll look to take some risks here, Freeling. A good kick over the top. Have Both running to the outer side, but getting chased well. And a good mark taken by the 300 gamer, and Heinrich looks to go quickly towards the top of the square. They need to be clean with it here, Freeling. Marshall is there amongst it, can't quite be clean. Heinrich spinning his way through, doing well there, Josh Newman, but couldn't get any clean possession away in the end. And 40 from home, we get a stoppage. Ross against Mumford. Mumford knocks it down. Dutchke quickly wrapping up Trainer in a tackle. The field umpires here today, Callan Sullivan, Craig Dorr and Adam Butcher. As Ross taken down without it, umpire says play on. Now comes back in, Trainer clears out a defensive 50. Wilkins knocked down with it. In fact, Civic knocked down and a free kick being paid to him. Jono Ross would be a bit filthy about that, given that he was probably done the same thing a minute ago. As chip out ball to Ryswick, but coming through well was Collis. Now Colburn can lower the eyes and go inside forward 50. Weighted the kick a little bit. Now handball over the top, trying to find Marshall. Needs to try and break through the tackle. Got it off, and now they can convert on a goal through Zach Trestrail. So Freeling just say, hang on. Is there a pulse? Trestrail with a goal. And they're applying a little bit of pressure in this game. 69 plays 47 on the Sportal scoreboard. Just shy of 15 minutes gone. So it did get out a game high 37-point margin at the end of the second quarter. Freeling since then, they've just edged away and edged away. They have given themselves a tough task. They've probably only got about 10 to 12 minutes of real time left for Freeling to kick 4 goals. And they aren't playing bad footy at the moment, Barossa. As Civic gets tackled. Ross against Mumford in the ruck, gets knocked down, and now Polton with a bit of room, just pumps it straight back towards forward 50, and the 300 gamer takes it out in front. Lockie Heinrich now going inside, trying to find Ben Heinrich on a lead, gets it on the collect, and now turns around, pops one inside forward 50, Civic. Colburn gets shoved in the back, umpire circling, and a stoppage. Mumford uncontested in the ruck, so he can just pop it straight on the boot and clear the danger. Matts takes a really good mark going back with the flight. The centre wing has Fraser Mann laterally, decides to go down the line to Dina. And now a short ball finds McKinnon. Looks to play on quickly and go back inside forward 50. Collis, a good grab. The defender who's come up forward and looks to waste no time at all, James Collis. No surprise, he hasn't kicked a goal this season. And this is a really important kick to apply the pressure. James Collis from right in front pushes it out to the right, through for a minor score. So 17 minutes gone. 69 plays 48. Both now trying to break through the tackle. A really good tackle as well. Mitch McDonald. And a fair contingency of the Barossa Rezzies up on the deck near us. You'll be able to hear their opinions on that call. As Webb dropped the ball in the contact, and now high. Both earning the free kick. The debutant has had a pretty good game. The temperature rising here at Barossa Park. The first game here of the season. Going over the back, taking the mark now. Heinrich out the back and roll into goal. And he's missed. Just a bit of a for Freeling. They have missed on some opportunities. So now 49 plays 69, an even 20-point game. If they convert on those last 2 opportunities, then all of a sudden, you're only within a couple kicks. And now a short ball to Ryswick. Go into the corridor, Pringle, but intercepted by Dienhoff. And here go the Redlegs once again. Another opportunity to go back inside forward 50. 2-on-2 here, top of the goal square. Marshall takes it with 1 minute. Tried to claim the mark. It definitely did come off the hands of Aidan Colburn first. And right at the top of the goal square, we go again. Gets knocked down by Heinrich, and now trying to break through. Maybe just got a shoelace onto it. Ben Heinrich moves it back through McKinnon. Couldn't be clean with it. Sold it before he earned it. But a good tackle on Webb. And now Dienhoff takes it straight out of the contest. A little bit too much work on the banana. And we move to 19 points. 6-14 for the Redlegs now. It's a 10-9-69 on the Sportal scoreboard. So now, Trainer. Goes longer down the line, 2-on-2 here, out the back, Pringle's there. Ryswick takes it cleanly and just pops it on the left up high. Carpenter's in the right position here to be able to take the mark, but Civic does well. And now they move it through hands, and Barossa in this fourth quarter get a rare entry inside forward 50 and a good diving mark taken by Mumford. If he can move quickly, he can play on, but he decides to chew up a little bit of time. So Fraser Mann is on the mark. He's tucked away the mouth guard, Scott Mumford. He's got 5 already. He'll look to chew up as much time as he possibly can, but then also convert on a goal to ice the game. Scott Mumford drops it in short, sees a leading target in Moon, couldn't get there, and now Shepley will just pop a torp on the boot through the middle of the ground. Trainer gets the fist away, and now Dutchke can go inside forward 50 and find Marshall. He just needs to take the mark and convert. Andrew Marshall works back quickly. Freeling did well to get it end to end. Still a tough task here for Freeling to eat into a 19-point margin, now into time on. So Marshall converts. So an important kick, now down to 13 points on the Sportal scoreboard. 69 plays 56. And Marshall converts on his second, his 10th goal of the season as well, and a really important one that. Just when we thought the game was all said and done, Freeling have kicked the last 3. So centre clearances here the key for both sides. We've seen most quarters run out to about 25 to 26 minutes. We've had 4 goals in this final quarter, 3 for Freeling, 1 for the Bulldogs. The Dogs still in advantageous position, but a quick goal here to Freeling if they can get through as Ross. Dienhoff has had a really good second half, and they'll just surge it forward by any means possible. Ross knocks it down, quickly wrapped up in a tackle. Ross and Webb. Webb gets the punch down this time. Through the middle of the ground, and now in dispute. Polton breaking through. A brilliant tackle. Should be called holding the ball. Wasn't. They called play on. It was a fantastic tackle laid by Brodie Wilton. He's a quick player. And now Ross out the back. Jacob Wright looks to take on the tackler and quickly wrapped up. And in a good position to the ground here if you're the Dogs. Comes out the back, and now Civic gets the handball out. Dienhoff tried to bite off the middle of the ground, got smothered. Wright just tunnels the ball out from underneath the pack, and now back inside forward 50. Moon's going to get to it first. Looks to move it back through hand. In fact, take it on himself on the left peg towards the top of the square. Man with a fist, and now needs to move it off through hand. Gets it off to Matz. And now to a one-on-one. Heinrich maybe hung on to a little bit there. Lockie Heinrich. Umpire says play on. They've put the whistles away late in this game. A chipping ball over the top, and that's good. So 23 and a half now gone. Lowering the eyes, going inside forward 50 and finding the chest of Mumford. And now he can chew up a full 30 seconds. 5 goals here, just led perfectly all afternoon. That's probably the difference between these two sides in the end. Just having that direct target up forward and really dominating in that role. Of course, they've had Ben Heinrich, the Redlegs, but it just hasn't worked for them the same as Scott Mumford. Tucked up right against the pickets. Takes 30 seconds off the clock, that's important, but a goal would well and truly do it. Short run up, pops it up towards goal, but through for a minor score. So out to 14 points. It's a tough choice for the player of the game as well. Sam Sibic and Scott Mumford certainly lay claim to part of that. So Shepley finds Both. And they look to take risks here, Freeling. They won't want to chew up any time. And chips it right across. And now through the middle of the ground goes Owen Matts. Takes on... Oh, and that's going to be holding the ball. Scott Mumford circling like a great white shark on his prey. And this, a set shot right in front. Siren can't be far away at all. And Scott Mumford's been absolutely fantastic. He gets up in the ruck. And a brilliant tackle there to possibly just seal up this game. Five goals already this afternoon. He's gone all the way back to the centre circle. And there's the siren. Barossa take the win. Mumford looking for number 6 from 55 metres. He misses. Through for a minor score. It's a 15-point win to Barossa District. 10-11, 71 to 7-14, 56. Freeling come hard in the second half. Gave themselves every opportunity to be amongst the conversation. But in the end, Barossa take their second win of the season. The goal scorers in this one, Scott Mumford with 5, Brendan Moon with 2, Hudson Roberts, Mitch McDonald and Ollie Sibic with 1. And for the Redlegs, it was Zach Kessner with 2, Andrew Marshall with 2, Zach Trestrail and Ozzie Polton with 1 apiece, as well as Riley Both. But a brilliant win there for the Dogs. They go ahead and get a 15-point victory, ever so important for their season. They've been quite competitive in every game so far this year. But of course, don't go anywhere. We're going to have the post-game presentation with the player of the game.
Great to see that both clubs getting behind supporting this event every year, and congratulations to both teams for a fantastic battle out there today. So whilst we were the winners in the end, the A grade, you did a number of things, so Freeling recovered the cup from us, so just get Jordy to do a couple of words.
Yeah, it's pretty clear. So went on to enjoy our game, and a couple of young players that played well today, young youth. Goes to them.
So that's it. One of these will be played next year, no doubt. Congratulations again to everyone involved, all the organisers of the event. Please come up to just have a beer after and just talk normal crap that I do. And enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you again to everyone participating. Thank you to the umpires. And thanks to all the spectators for coming out today. It's been a bonus day. So please enjoy. We've got tea time after. And radio night if you guys are interested. So thanks again.
Big time here.
Well, we're here with the player of the game, Scott Mumford. He kicked a bag of 5 in a really important win, but Freeling, they come home in the last quarter. They gave you a bit of a scare, but a good win in the end.
Yeah, they did. They've definitely improved heaps from the last couple of years, which is good to see on a comps point of view. They are young. They've got a few more experience in as well. Tested us. We've just been working on don't probably drop for 5 or 10 minutes a quarter, and I thought we did a little bit, but we kept our nerve, which is the best thing.
You've lost pretty, I guess you could say. You know, you've had losses of 5, 4 and 12 points. So you haven't played bad footy this year. So, you know, but it's got to feel good getting your second win on the board. But, you know, you guys are looking pretty good as a group. You lost Ethan Gant, which would be a big loss, obviously, for this game. You're pretty happy with the way you guys played today?
Yeah, again, most of our midfield beside the ruckman is anywhere from 18 to 21.
Yeah.
So there's not much experience in there, but they hold their own. And like you said, a couple 4 and 5 point losses. If that goes the other way, we're probably sitting up a bit higher where no one thought we would be. But hey, the boys are fighting, which is good to see.
Yeah, you kicked a bag of 5. You now move up to 13 for the year. Pretty happy with how you're moving?
Yeah, feeling good. Our body feels good. Had a good pre-season, dropped a heap of weight, which just helps. Like you can run the game out a lot better, and it's feeling better for it. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's good that the team cleared out. Usually people cop a bit of grief here. You get a bit of peace. You've got some thongs there, mate. You've also got a filming footy beanie as well, so enjoy. Player of the game, mate.
Use this head.
Awesome. No worries. Mate. Thank you very much. Well, thank you so much for tuning in for this one. Of course, Barossa getting the win by 15 points. A really important win for them. They now move to 2 wins. You can tune in on Thursday night at Behind the Barrel for the BLGFA, of course, and next week's game where it's Angaston versus Gawler Central. Thank you.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
No worries. Cheers. Enjoy.